I'm a noob. So, all right. So I think, does it say we're recording? Yes. Okay. So awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much again. I really just want to say thank you guys all for taking time out and pouring into your businesses. Like I said, staying close to this fire is so essential for your success and moving forward. If you don't know who I am Amber Torres. I am a double diamond. I just promoted last month. I actually joined for the second time back in October of last year. And there's something about that second time around. The first time I was around, I was in the company for about a year and I actually never promoted to Ruby. So sometimes it's tough, but it's just not your time. And I came back with a vengeance this time, and I'm excited because I have been following Shay's journey for literally as long as I can remember. Even when I was a distributor the first time around, she was actually just getting started. So I still was following her forever, dude. She's just such an inspiration, and I'm so excited that she has taken some time out of her busy schedule to pour into all of us tonight. If you don't know about Shay, she is one of the newest ambassador diamonds in our company. She is also the youngest person to ever promote to this rank. So holler at your girl. She is amazing and she's going to tell us all about it. So Shay, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. And if you just kind of want to dive in a little bit to your story and where you're at right now. Let me try. There we go.
Hello.
Yay.
How is everybody? I'm so excited to be doing this training for y'all. When she reached out to me, I'm like, I don't know how to say no. I'm like, yes, everybody, I'll train everybody. Like, let me be on everybody's Zoom. But I'm super excited to be here and just to kind of share a little bit of my journey with you and some helpful tips, hopefully that you can take something from this and it inspire you to just promote super quickly and do all the things that you want to do in this business. So I joined 3.5 years ago as a broke high school student. There's not many of us that joined in high school, but I just love that, I was sitting in bed, just scrolling through Instagram, and I came across my upline, Courtney Bohr, who also just went double ambassador, and she's also the youngest, and I took her spot as youngest ambassador, which I think is crazy, but I saw her posting about the business, and I just jumped in, and within 5 months, I was making $2,000 a month. I promoted to diamond 3 days after I graduated high school, and I earned a $5,000 diamond bonus, and right now, there's a $15,000 bonus that you are eligible for, which is so crazy because it's 3 times what I earned, so go get that bonus. And so I went to college, I paid all my tuition in cash. I was able to really just be able to be independent for the first time. I think, even I have people on my team that are in their 30s. They're like, I used to have to ask my parents for diaper money or ask my parents for this money. And being able to have the independence is just so huge. And so being able to know that I could do things on my own and not have to ask my parents when I knew they didn't have it anyways. I actually grew up in government housing, government assistance. We were on food stamps. I mean, any form of assistance you could be on, we were on it. And so I knew struggle, and being able to make my own income at such a young age was such a blessing because I was able to provide for me and not have to worry about having to miss out or having to tell my friends no when I was in college, to being able to go do fun things because I couldn't afford it. And so I went to college and I went to school to be a nurse because to me, being a nurse was security. Okay, I knew that if I got my nursing degree and I went to school and I did the whole nursing thing, I was going to be doing it right. And I was going to be, maybe I could make $15 an hour. And that was security to me. I knew that if that is what I could do, that I would be okay and I wouldn't end up in the same rotation of life. Little did I know that calling that was on my heart to help people was not a calling to be a nurse. It was calling to be a rap girl, but I didn't know it then. And so I actually, struggled through my business the first year of college. I put it on the back burner. I went through relationship issues, all those things. And I finally, after 11 months of maintaining executive, decided to take control of my business. I actually went live about this in my team page and was hyped for 30 minutes on this live that I did because, I last drank for that long period of time and I was expecting all of these things to happen for me and expecting all these people to join my team and, all this stuff when I wasn't having the same expectations of myself. And so March of 2018, I decided to just go after it because the only person that was going to take control of my life was me. And I went double diamond 30 days later. I went triple diamond 90 days later, and I went presidential diamond 90 days later. So I went from maintaining executive in January, making, $100, $200 paycheck, to seeing more on one paycheck than I saw in our entire household income for a year in 1 month at the age of 20 years old. And that was just truly the most eye-opening moment that I had. And then a year and a half later, last month, we went ambassador diamond, and I've been able to do so many things because of this business. I can go on and on about, purchasing my home and my car and, hitting these financial goals, but there's just every aspect of my life has changed. My confidence, my friends, my relationship with God, my finances, my future, every single thing. I can't think of a single thing in my life that hasn't changed from this business. And so I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to do this training with y'all.
Awesome. So much for sharing all of that with us, because I honestly, one of the things that stuck out the most to me, you guys, I don't know if you guys heard her say, but she sat at executive for 11 months. Do not put a timeline on your success, because at the end of the day, when you decide to make it happen, you saw how fast she changed her entire business. Like I know so many people feel defeated or they feel stuck, but it just comes down to like looking at her as a perfect example of when you finally make that decision to push for it and like really push for it and hold yourself accountable, crazy freaking things can happen. And I know, so I reached out to you actually on April 20th when I asked you if you wanted to do this training. And I know that's right around the time when you actually decided that you were going to push for ambassador. So I know it was kind of funny. She was like, we're going to have to reevaluate next month. And I was honestly even more excited because I was like, great, now we're going to get to hear about how you did this, because I know you're going to do it. So I know that like halfway through the month, you guys kind of decided that you were going to go for it. You finally just made up your decision that you were going to make it happen, but you were really far off. Like the number was a big number. It was a scary number, but you guys made it happen. So can you tell us a little bit about how you kind of rallied your team together and what that looked like for you guys to kind of like shout that goal out loud and work together as like a unit?
Yeah, so this is such a long-winded story. I keep trying to figure out where to start, but I'm like, 3.5 years ago, there's so much that goes into ambassador, and I see Lachelle laughing over there. She's like, yeah, I know.
It reminds me of that meme. It's been 84 years.
Yeah, that's how it feels, because there's just so much that goes into a promotion, especially ambassador, because, I asked in our ambassadors chat how long did it take you to go ambassador? There were people that said 7 years, 2 months, like 30 days, not really, but it was so all over the place that I'm like, there's so much that goes into this promotion. Like, it is crazy how many different people have different stories. So, April 2019, I claimed ambassador for the first time. I shouted it out. I posted it on my Instagram. I put the word swag name on there. Like, I went all out for me going ambassador. I was like, this is happening. I had never announced a promotion that I did not hit. Okay, that's another thing. Every time I had announced a promotion, I had hit it. And so I was confident. I was going live. I was doing all the things to go ambassador. And we ended the month 60,000 short. And so every month after that, I was like, we're going ambassador this month. Okay, last month wasn't it, but we're going to do it this month, and then missed it again. And then that was how it went on, obviously, for an exact year to the day when we went ambassador. So for a year, that wasn't how long. I promoted to presidential October of 2018. So that's like a year and a half. But a year, I actively pushed for it. So it came around to April 1st, and I announced it, on my Instagram that it was April 1st, and I was so excited for the month. And I ended it at the bottom. I said, God is going to be moving mountains on our team, and you should stick around and watch. Okay. I meant for my team. I meant for their promotions. I wasn't going ambassador. I was too far. I needed way too much volume. And I didn't feel it like I normally felt with promotions. So I ended March. I'm about to throw some crazy numbers at y'all. So if you're like new or you're like a Ruby or something, just ratio this to where you're at in your business. But I ended March with 131,000 in volume. So I was maintaining presidential, it was okay. Like, it was great. And so that was too far. So April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd, all these days started coming along. I was excited for my team. I was helping them promote. I was doing coaching calls like the first 7 days of the month. And I've been charted for ambassador for a year. So I had the people, just didn't have the volume. So on the 17th of the month, I woke up and saw that I maintained presidential. And the earliest I had ever maintained presidential was the 22nd of the month. So I maintained presidential extremely early. And I remember like looking at my volume. I felt like I needed to open my volume. I never look at it. And I looked at it and I was like, holy crap. I maintained presidential diamond on the 17th of the month. What is happening? So I decided in that moment, I think I'm going to go ambassador. I just felt it. And I messaged Kelsey Thornton and I was like, I think I'm going to go ambassador. And she was like, bro, what? That's all she said in all caps. Because if you know her, the only thing she knows how to say is bro. That's her reaction to everything. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this. She's the only person I told that day. And I literally just had this feeling of just like, you're going to be ambassador. I don't know. It was probably God just like whispering that in my ear, but it was like, it was done. From that moment, I was going ambassador. So I went live in my team page the next day. I texted a couple of my leaders and I was like, hey, so you're going presidential. Like all my people were promoting, but I wasn't. You know, that's what I thought in my head. And I was like, okay, y'all are promoting, but so am I. We're doing this together. And they got so hyped. They were like, wait, you're going ambassador? And one of my triples that promoted, I texted her and I was like, hey, like I'm going to go ambassador this month. And she was like, dude, I've been waiting for you to say that because I kept talking about their promotions and I never said mine because I didn't think it was going to happen. So a long story short, I went live every single day with my team. I pulled out the tracker, the volume tracker. I set goals for what we needed, and we needed like 14,000 a day every day to go ambassador. It was like, for me to say that out loud the first time, I was like, my team is going to think I have lost my ever-loving marbles and I need to be checked into the loony farm, because me thinking that our team is going to pull in 14 to 12,000 in volume every day is just absurd. Absurd. I mean, we needed 60,000 in like 7 days the first time we tried to go ambassador, and we didn't even get a quarter of it. So I was like, there is no way that when I go live, my team is going to look at this and be like, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. They're going to look at that and be like, cool. All right. That's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try. So I went live and I told them, I was extremely transparent. I was transparent with how I felt. I was transparent with what my volume was, but I told them, we are not only going to cross the finish line, but we are going to soar past 250,000. Now for me to even say that, I don't know where this like God-sized confidence came from, but I just like took it and ran with it because I don't know where I thought I could even soar past this goal that was already huge. So went live every single morning, shared with my team exactly how far away we were. I gave them goals every day. Okay, guys, we need to hit 14,000. This is where we're at. This is where we need to be ended. I had my calculator. I would show them the number and I would make them all comment the number that we needed that day to hit. And some days it was 14,730. Some days it was 12,000. I mean, it was all over the place, but it was incredible to watch that the first couple of times I announced it, you could tell my team was kind of like, okay, you know, we'll work on it. And then like the next couple of days, people were like, that's nothing. We got this, because they would see how much we started to pull in, that it didn't seem as crazy. And then there were days that we crushed it, and there were days that we did not crush it at all, and we were 2,000, 3,000 short every single day. And so the 24th came, and I was like, okay, guys, like we have to hit 169,000 in volume so that all orders can run on the 25th and we will hit 200,000. And that will mean we'll have 5 days left to get 50,000 in volume. And so I only had that confidence because Amanda Boucher had done it before. If y'all know her, she went ambassador a year ago and she pulled in 50,000 from the 25th to the end of the month. And so I was like, okay, I don't also know.
That's still like a huge goal. That's still a huge goal.
Exactly. I was like, I still don't know where that confidence is coming from, because my team is not as big as Amanda's is. Like, there's no way, but someone else had done it. So it gave me permission to think that I could too. That's where it came from. So I messaged Amanda and I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I get this done? And she was like, just shout it out and run for it. Make 2 separate trackers, get the goal and just do it. So I set the goal for 169,000. We didn't hit it, not even close. We were like 15,000 short. And I was like, shoot, man, like the first big goal that we shot for, we completely missed it. And so I was nervous about going live and telling my team that we missed the first goal. But I was like, you know what? I've been transparent with them this whole time. I'm going to be transparent again. So I went live and I was like, all right, we didn't do it, but that's okay. And so I whipped out a whole other tracker and I went from what we were at to what we needed to be. So the next morning was the 25th. The 25th is like the craziest day because it's like what you've been praying for all month. You're like, if I can just get to the 25th, if I can just get to the 25th. And then you get there and you also want to vomit and die at the same time because you're so far. Yeah, it's mixed emotions. So I woke up on the 25th. I looked at my volume and we were not even close to 200,000. We had 184,900 in volume. Okay. It was kind of like one of those like gifts where you like fall flat on your face and like hit the concrete. That's how I felt. I woke up immediately, went to the bathroom, threw up. I made myself so sick. I bawled for like 30 minutes and then it got back up and I was like, you know what? We did not come this far to give up now. I ain't no quitter. And I'm also not doing this again because I have worked so hard every day this month and I'm already tired of this. So like, we're not doing this again. So we're finishing it. So I went live and I told them, all right, guys, we only need 67,000 in volume. It's no big deal. Okay. We've got this in the bag. 67,000 is nothing. Okay. It's literally nothing. We'll do that in a couple of days. I mean, I just had this confidence that it was no big deal. So I went live. I divided about how much we needed. We did contests, we did games. I mean, we pulled out all the strings. We were on work Zoom all day long, pulling in this volume. And it was literally, guys, I've told this story about 47 times because I've done a ton of Zooms since last month. I've gone live in my team page. I've gone live in other people's team pages. I don't know how to properly word what happened last month other than 3 letters. G-O-D. Okay. I don't know how it happened. I have not a single clue how our team not only promoted to ambassador at 5 p.m. on the last day of the month and not only hit 250,000, but we soared past the finish line and ended with 262,900. So not only was that goal absolutely absurd and me thinking that we could hit 250, we had I just got chills everywhere. We had 3 double diamonds and 4 diamonds promote at midnight on the last day that were not even on my chart, that just kept going. It was like, I said to not stop at the finish line and these people were like, all right, done. Like they just kept going and we pulled in all of this crazy volume. I mean, there were customers that I didn't even know, like we're placing 300 BB orders, had no idea who they were. Like things were just coming out of nowhere. And people on my team were just so excited and they were promoting and they had other people promoting. We had people promote to double diamond that were not commission qualified the month before. We had people going diamond that promoted from executive to ruby to emerald to diamond. We had people promoting to ranks that I didn't even think they would promote to this year, if we're being honest. Like people were working that hadn't worked in 6 or 7 months. And it all came from the fact that I declared something so massive that their promotion looked like it was a grain of sand. That this mountain that I was trying to move, that I was not scared of, they no longer had permission to be afraid of ruby. They no longer had permission to be afraid of diamond and the 2,000 volume that they needed, or the 5 distributors they needed to be charted, because I was sitting there saying, we only need 130,000 in volume, guys. It's nothing. It's no big deal. When I literally cannot even tell you also, I had no fear. None. Yes, I was sick. Yes, I had to like Google my symptoms because I thought I was having a heart attack. Yes, I threw up. Yes, I cried my eyes out, but not 1 second did I fear that I was going to miss ambassador. There was not a single time. I mean, every promotion that I promoted to before, I was like, I don't think this is going to happen, if we're being honest. This is too far. But the one time that I needed over 6 figures of volume, did I not fear it? And I don't know. And that's why I keep saying it's just G-O-D, because it was like, I knew on the 17th of the month that this just like came over me that we were going to promote. And I think too that some people take that and they're like, oh, okay, well, if it's just going to come over you, then I can just say I'm going to do it. I literally set myself up for this promotion a year before I promoted. A freaking year, y'all. And my live this morning, I should have saved it in my team page because I went off in there, but I titled it Trust the Process. I don't even know if this is answering your question, but this is what I do on Zooms. I'm going to start sweating through my shirt soon. I have had to trust the process so many freaking times in 3.5 years. It's not even funny. The time that I maintained executive for 11 months, the time that I had double diamonds quit my team, the time that I had to erase a triple diamond off my chart and completely rebuild another one, the times that I had distributors join and block me, or the times that my paycheck would drop $15,000. Like, you know, there's so many things that have happened along the way where I just had to keep saying, I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. I can do this. I can do this. Because at the end of the day, I can't control my volume. I didn't pull in 130,000 in volume myself. I didn't pull in all these distributors. I didn't make all these promotions happen. It's not in my control. And I think sometimes we try to take control over all these things. You try to be a good mom, you try to be a good wife, you try to be a good leader, a good friend, and you try to have it all together. And you also try to control your volume and your promotion and how it happens and how fast it happens. And you have all these things that you're trying to handle, but you're not meant to. You're not meant to handle this entire thing and this entire promotion. I couldn't physically sit there and pull. This is why, like, I literally just put my hands up and I was like, I have faith. My faith is much bigger than the fear that I have, because I know that I can't control this. And everything that I've done to this point, every day that I've been consistent, that's one thing that I can tell you is my strength, is I don't stop. Like, there's not a day that I've been, since I decided when I went double diamond, after I got off my 11-month soapbox of me thinking that everything was just going to fall into my lap. From that day, there's not a single day that you can go back on my social media and not see a post. There's not a single day that you could go through my messages and not find where I have talked to somebody about the business or their products. That is one thing I will tell you as to why there are like this many ambassadors, because this many people are willing to stand up for themselves and do it every single day. So if you're on here,
oh my God,
you want to do these things, and you want your team to rally with you, and you want them to fight with you, and like, I have people tell me, they're like, well, I'm afraid to like go to my team and say, hey, we're promoting, because like I don't want it to be about me. It wasn't about me. Not once did I say Sheyenne is going ambassador. I said we are going ambassador. You going diamond is not a thing for you to go to your team and be like, all right, like you need to start working, you need to like start doing all these things and get into management mode and sit there, because who says diamond at the end of the day? You do. Not them. You do. So you have to make sure that when you go to rally, I think you asked me, how do you rally your team? I don't really know where it was, but when you rally your team, it's because they have watched me every single day show up for my business and show up for that team. And so when you are shouting out this promotion, maybe you haven't been showing up, okay? Maybe this is for those of you that haven't, and you're like, well, how do I like rally my troops when I've not been like rallying the troops? I've not even been rallying myself. Forgive yourself, move on, and start showing up, because it's not your words, it's your actions that matter. So when you start showing up and you're consistent every day and you're loud about what you're doing and you know what you're fighting for and you know what you came here for, every day that you do that, they're going to say, man, I want to do that. I want to do what she's doing. Me going ambassador, yeah, it was, you know, my promotion, and yeah, I get the paycheck, and yeah, it says ambassador next to my name. But what that meant more in a deeper meaning for my team was, she did it, so I can too. She's an ambassador and she's 21. I can too. You know, my team is young, so they sit there and they see me, and there's a lot of younger people in our company, and there really weren't when I joined. And I think that that is so special and powerful, that when I did this, it was paving the way. So by you sharing this promotion that you're fighting for and that you're pushing for, be loud about it, but fight for it every single day, because your team and your potentials and even yourself are going to see how much you're going to grow and how much you're going to change to evolve into being the leader that you're meant to be in order to hit that promotion that you're pushing for.
Oh my gosh. I'm like legit, like I have the chills, I'm sweating. I don't even know what's going on with my body right now, but I am like fired up, because I don't know if you guys heard her or not, but seriously, she missed her goals. She was like shouting them out. And you know how defeating that is when you literally tell somebody something's going to happen and it doesn't happen? Like, you feel kind of like a jerk. You know what I mean? But that didn't stop her. She kept freaking pushing, and she showed up every single day. So I don't know what rank you guys are in this company, but I encourage you to find a top leader that you are inspired by and follow them, because every day when you open up your social media and you see them showing up, it's going to be a constant reminder for you to check yourself and think, like, am I showing up for my business? Like, if I want to be an ambassador diamond, am I showing up like Shay is? Am I showing up like Lachelle is? You know, like, am I doing the things that I need to do in order to make myself get to that point? So be real with yourself, because if you go to bed at the end of the night and you can lay there and think, I did everything I possibly could have, then kudos to you. But if you didn't, then the next day you need to wake up, forgive yourself, give yourself grace, move on, and work harder, because we can all do it. Like she said, you don't need permission from anybody. You don't need permission from Shay, from Lachelle, from me, from anybody. You can do this, and she's totally set the perfect example that it's possible. So another thing I wanted to ask you is mindset. I know you were sick. you were sick. You even said like you did not feel like yourself. You were like dying, and you still kind of like pushed through no matter what. So I kind of want to talk about like overcoming excuses, because we all seem to have a lot of freaking excuses, and none of them really get you where you want to go. So how did you kind of push through not feeling well, and what do you kind of do when you feel like you're struggling and people are finding a lot of excuses, including excuses for yourself?
So the perk of me doing like a million Zooms at this point is I took notes about this because I talked about this a lot. So let's talk about excuses, because essentially if you have a bad mindset, you're probably making excuses from it. It all stems from that. So something that I was thinking about is that there are going to be so many obstacles that are going to come your way when you're, especially when you're promoting. Obstacles always happen. Before you join this business, you just probably didn't pay attention to them as much, but obstacles are going to happen when you're trying to do something good always, because every new level brings new devils. And that is literally the most like true quote. It's like so cheesy, but like you just watch, okay? You're going to be like, oh my gosh, Sheyenne told me this was going to happen. I sure did, but I prepared you for it. So that speed bump isn't going to be as harsh when you hit it because you know it's coming. So there are going to be a lot of obstacles that are kind of coming your way. Do not allow yourself to be one of them. Say that again. There are going to be a lot of obstacles that are going to come into your way. Do not allow yourself to be one of them. Okay? It is hard. It is hard. It is hard to go for promotions. It is stressful. It is a lot on your mind. It takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of energy when you don't have it. It takes a lot of emotion when you're like emotionless, when you've cried every single day, good and bad. Like it's a lot. It's so much. So you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, okay? There were times that I had to put my phone down and go on a walk. There were times that I had to go take a bath, or I was gonna give myself a freaking panic attack, or I was gonna just die right there. Like there were so many things that went on, but I knew that every no that I got, every person that said, hey, I just don't think this is for me, and canceled after I got them started, every person that like canceled their customer orders, or every time we got defeated and I missed a goal, I didn't have time to sit back and say, oh, we missed it, you know, let me just sit here and sulk in my sadness because we missed our goal by like a lot of volume. I could have so many times last month sat back and said, you know, we're just too far. It's not my time. Maybe it's another time. No, it's never going to get easier. Like you have probably gone for a promotion. It didn't happen as smoothly as you thought. And you're like, oh, you know, it'll probably feel better next time. I'll try again later. No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. And if I would have stopped and not pushed ambassador, I probably would become even farther. And it was because in the moments that I didn't feel as if I had it in me and that I wasn't capable and that this volume was too much, I would have stopped and I would have missed out on ambassador. But you know what the biggest thing would have happened is my team would have watched me stop. They would have watched me shout out this goal and fight for it and then get turned down, and the devil start working on me and telling me these things that I can't do and watch me give up. So therefore, when it gets hard for them, what are they going to do? They're going to give up too. So it's kind of like, you have to think about like all of you moms. I give a lot of mom analogies and I'm the farthest from a mom, but like, I don't know, all my friends are moms, so I guess it's fine. But all of you that are on here and you're moms, you know that especially like your little girls, if you have one, you have to be careful the words that you use around them and the way that you talk to yourself, or the way that you look in front of a mirror. And like, if you were to call yourself fat, they're going to start thinking they're fat. You know, all these things, you have to be careful with the words that you say in front of your kids. You can't say the F word in front of them or they're going to go repeat it. So when you think about you and you think about your team, they're watching you. And everything that you do and everything that they say is the things that they are learning. It's the culture that you're building within your team. So when you're doing things, you have to question, you know, is this something that I would want replicated throughout my downline? Is me shouting out this promotion and not fighting for it something I want to show my team that they can do too, of shouting out a promotion and not doing anything for it and then missing it every single month? Is that what I want to breed? Absolutely not. You want to breed a team of winners. You want to breed a team of people who are go-getters, who will do anything and everything to cross the finish line with you. You want to breed a team of people that shout out a goal and do everything that they can to do it. I mean, I was about the point in my giveaways and contests to be like, who wants my house? Enroll a customer, I'll give it to you. Like, I would have literally done anything to go ambassador. And that is why I went ambassador, because I was like, Lachelle, give me the report. Tell me what to do. Okay, somebody give me a contest, like give me a giveaway. we were doing a giveaway and I was only supposed to give away 5 prizes. I gave away 15. And then at the end of the month, when I went back and did all my contests, I had 88 packages to send to people of like, I don't even remember what I gave away to them. Like I had to think, okay, what customers did I tell them I would send them like 17 products if they ordered? Like I had to go through because I was doing all the things. I was pulling out all the stops. And so when it comes down to what you're doing this month, know that you are going to have to overcome so many things between personal things, mindset things, team things. And you have to think too, like, I mean, every promotion that I've gone to means more text messages, more people that need me, more people that rely on me. I swear, by the time I sort through my text messages of 150, I get right back down to 0 and it's at 150 because they all respond. It's like, I can't win. It's like everybody needs things from me. And I'm like, I am one human. I have like, Lachelle told me to start sending out promotion pictures. I have crap everywhere. I have letters everywhere. I decided to get a file cabinet and start sorting my receipts by month. I don't know. I'm trying to get my life together. But on top of that, I have to reply to hundreds of text messages. I have to reply to all my emails to my assistant. And I prayed for this. That's the weird thing. I prayed for all of this chaos because what I was saying yes to, I also had to say yes to the bad. I don't know if you've ever seen the sermon from Stephen Furtick, but it's yes, Lord, yes. You say yes to the first yes, and that's saying yes to the business, but you're also saying yes to everything that comes along with it. And that's the speed bumps, that's the obstacles, that's the mindset issues, that's the anxiety, that's the panic of promotions, that's the acne on your face that you get when you're stressed, it's the weight you gain from Taco Bell you eat every single night when you're trying to promote. Like, it's all the things. So you've got to be willing to say, like, some of y'all are expecting your businesses to be perfect and you're like, oh my God, this person quit, oh my God, I think I'm gonna quit, like all this stuff. But like, that's like you saying your life is going to be perfect for the rest of your life and nothing's going to happen. That's like saying that you're never going to get stopped at a red light. Come on, let's have some reality here. It's not always going to be great.
Oh
And I
my
talk
God.
about this on a live on my team page too. Like, it's not always beautiful. I don't wake up every single day and like hype to message people. I don't wake up hype to do host to post. Absolutely not. I'm not like some crazy person, but I'm driven and I know what I want. And my mindset isn't always great. I don't always feel good. Like literally for the past couple of weeks, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my body? I don't feel right. I'm like sick. I felt like no energy whatsoever. I had a horrible headache. I don't know if it's because I just killed myself for 30 days or like what, but I made myself start working out. Because you know who controls that? Me. You know who controls how I feel? Me. You know how I was putting all this crap food in my body from what I was eating? That affected my mind. I felt terrible, literally. And I talked about it on my Instagram story if you follow me. What I did 2 days ago, okay, I've been on my health journey for 2 days, so watch me talk about I'm a lifestyle, like basically like a marathon runner and Olympic runner now because I have ran for 2 days and got my life in order for 48 hours now. But I went on my Instagram story because I have a girl on my team. She just went triple. Her name's Katie Battenfield. And she has preached to us about praying out loud. Okay. She's talked about this on every single training. I'm like, Katie, what's the difference between me praying out loud and praying in my head? Like, what's the difference? And she was like, no, Cheyenne, pray out loud. So 2 nights ago, I kid you not, guys, it is 2:00 in the morning. My schedule is so off from last month. And I prayed out loud. And I was like, Lord, I feel terrible. Like, I feel dead. I feel tired. I feel like I just went on the biggest run of my life and I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to reply to these text messages. There's so much going on. I'm so overwhelmed. And so here's the mindset talk that we're having that you asked about. My mindset was whack. Okay. And I prayed to God out loud. I was like, please give me unshakable energy. Give me the drive back that I've always had. Help me feel better. Like if I need to work out, make me a morning person. Like I was literally just like asking for all of these things. I'm getting red because I'm just like shook by this. I am not a morning person. I'm the person that sets 5 alarms every single day. And if you get on my journal Zooms that I have every morning, I wake up like 2 minutes before those, just so you know. I do not wake up early. It's hard. And I stay up late every single night. So I prayed out loud. I was like, make me feel better. Help my mindset go back to where it was. I don't like feeling like this. I woke up at 7:15 in the morning, which may not be early to some of you, but that is like the middle of the night for me. Woke up at 7:15 in the morning with no alarm. And I just sat up. I cried instantly because I was like, I prayed for this. I prayed for how I feel right now. I just woke up with no alarm, feeling like I can feeling like a unicorn. I got up, I put on my workout clothes. I went and ran a mile. I haven't ran since high school cheerleading practice, so that was a lot too. I ran a mile. And I felt on top of the world. And so I went and did that this morning. Did I want to this morning? Nope, it didn't go exactly how the first day did. But that is just truth to you, to show we don't have it all together either. I don't wake up every day and feel so good. Okay, I don't wake up every single day so excited to work my business, but I do it anyways because I know what I want. I know where I'm going. I know now that I reached the top of the company and now I get to do it again. Does some days that scare the crap out of me because I'm like, shoot, I gotta start over? And then some days I feel really great about it because I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. Like there's just so many things. So it's something you're always gonna be working on. There's not one book that you can read where you're just invincible and you're not gonna have bad days. You're gonna have bad days. But don't let the bad days take you out to miss out on the good ones.
I absolutely love that. I want you guys to drop a 1 in the chat if you seriously are feeling Shay's fire right now, because I am so excited. Like, I know it's so tough. Like, we all have life. Life happens to every single one of us. But at the end of the day, you make time for what's important to you, clearly. Oh, thank you. So it's tough when you feel like you're struggling and you're stuck in your business. But at the end of the day, you have to put your big girl pants on or big boy pants on and get to work and make it happen. Showing up consistently every day is going to be the only way, even if you don't feel like it, because honestly, we should run our business on what we need to do, not how we feel. So that's honestly what it boils down to. And like she said, some of those numbers that she was throwing out were astronomical to a lot of us, especially somebody coming in as an executive or a Ruby. You know, you hear those numbers, 14,000 BV a day, like that's nuts. But she broke it up into bite-sized chunks, so it seems a lot more manageable when you look at it in those smaller things. So if you are somebody that's trying to go diamond or, even just trying to go Ruby, break it down like she did, make a chart, make a little graph, color that in. I'm a total list person, so I love the idea of coloring something in and giving that little internal victory to myself. So I guess let me hop in the chat here. I don't want to keep you all night, Shay, because like you said, you've done like probably a bajillion of these, but look at all these ones, girl. Seriously, everybody, it is Friday Night Fire right now. So I gotta scroll all the way back.
Messaged me and asked me about my journal Zoom, so I just sent Lachelle the graphic that she can share with y'all for it.
Awesome. Well, you're gonna have like 35 bajillion more people on your journal Zoom tomorrow.
Good. My max is at 500, so bring it on.
Oh, well, you're gonna be upgrading to like Cami level here.
Oh, Lachelle wants to be unmuted.
I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, you're unmuted.
Sorry, yeah, I got a question for you because whatever. Listen, first off, you're like 40 for sure. Okay. Like wise beyond your years. You have so much experience. It's so humbling. Guys, promoting with her last month, like first off, like it was like, I don't know, it's very honorable because since we've been talking so much, especially with Brittany Cromwell too, we actually found out today we had another ambassador and we didn't know Jade from France, but we're gonna know her now. But it's so crazy to listen to somebody else. It's amazing to listen to you because here's the thing, like I relate in every single piece, but it's because we've accomplished the same journey. Just it looked differently, but like there's not a step that I didn't kind of feel through your entire process. That's like an amazing, humbling feeling. But I got something really good for you because I always used to have everybody just ask this to anybody that's on a Zoom. And the question was, I'm going to say it because you're not going to answer it because I'm going to ask you a different question. But the question usually was, if you could tell you that joined anything the first day that you joined, what would you tell them? I think I've even asked this to you before. Okay. New question. Okay. When you go ambassador, we get 2.0 spots, which means we get to re-enroll ourselves, and then we get to go all the way to ambassador again. Okay, so I'm excited to ask you because no one's asked me yet, and I want to know what you think. So it's like, here's the thing, guys: we have to start again. We have to start again. We got to get our first 6 customers, get ambassador qualified, and everything. Okay, guys, like we can just start again. So Shay, going into it this time, how do you feel about doing it again?
You really want to ask me a question on this for the moment. Okay. This is what I've actually been talking to people about that have opened their 2.0s. Okay, we have ambassador Zooms, and we've asked on there, like, what would you not do? What would you do again? And I think that I was honestly more excited to start working on Diamond 2.0 than I was to like promote to ambassador. I was like, man, I can't wait to get this over so I can get my 2.0 so I can go Diamond, because I think I have just a newfound confidence that it's not that hard. It's not. What we do is so stinking simple that I think so many times we overcomplicate it. Like, y'all, Barb Hauser went Diamond in 9 days because she didn't know in her head that that was hard. Think about that. We tell ourselves that what we're promoting to is hard because maybe it took Becky Sue 17 months to go Diamond. So we're like, shoot, who am I to think I can go Diamond in 30 days? Right? How many of y'all thought that? You're like, so-and-so, it took them, like, I could have said the same thing. It took so-and-so 10 years to go ambassador. Why can I go ambassador in 3? So now I look at this 2.0 and I'm like, Diamond? It's nothing. Double? I just had 3 extra ones pop at midnight. And that may sound cocky, and I don't mean it that way. I just mean it like we overcomplicate things so much because we've seen other people overcomplicate it. Okay, if you were in your own bubble, you could go presidential in 2 seconds if you wanted to. Courtney Labby went presidential Diamond in 4 months. She promoted and didn't know that was cool. She didn't know that was crazy because she didn't know that there was anyone else that had not done that. So I want you to try to reprogram your mind that who are you to say that you can't go Diamond in 30 days? Who are you to say you can't go from Emerald to Double? We had people do it. Who are you to say that you can't go from distributor, if you're brand new on here, to Diamond in 30 days if you want to? That's a decision that you make. And that's why I'm so excited to open a 2.0 is that I've done it now. You know, I've promoted to all the ranks, and no, it wasn't, you know, like that. And it wasn't always easy, but I just look at it with a different confidence that I didn't have the first time because it just looked like so much. And I had a girl that, you know, talked on our new distributor training last night, and she was like, it took her a little over 1.5 years to go Ruby. And she just promoted to Ruby a couple months ago, and she went Diamond last month. And it took her 60 days to go Ruby to Diamond. And it took her 1.5 years to go Ruby. And she was like, something I realized was that I was overcomplicating everything. She was like, I thought that if I went Ruby, it was going to be 10 times harder to go Diamond. And she's like, that's what I told myself, it was going to be too hard. We tell ourselves these things. You know, this is another thing. I'm going to go off on a tangent, sorry. There are 2 things that you fear naturally that God gave you. A God-given fear that you were born with. You have 2 of them. Number 1, fear of falling. And number 2, the fear of loud noises. Those are the only 2 fears that you're born with. Every other fear that you have is something you created yourself. Do you know that? I just like shook all of you. Only 2. So
no, you totally shook me right there. I was like, wait, what? But it makes so much sense. Yes.
Yep. Your fear of promoting, your fear of volume, your fear that you can't do it, your fear of feeling inadequate, your fear of not thinking you're going to be a good enough leader, your fear that you're going to promote and lose it, your fear that you're not going to this, that you're not going to that. You created that. So your fear that Ruby's too hard, you allowed the devil to get into your head to tell you that that's not God-given. God didn't tell you to be afraid of that. God gave you permission. He brought this business to you, whether you asked for it or it fell into your lap, just like it fell into mine. He already gave you the permission. He already gave the business to you. So why are you asking for permission again? Run like the freaking wind, y'all. You have the exact same opportunity to go ambassador, just like me and Lachelle did. Do it faster. If we've done it, you know it can be done. What's holding you back? I think that's the number one thing I've told my team so much is they're like, I don't know. Like, can I go? Like, I had one of my triples last month. She was like, is it like crazy of me to like go presidential this month? And I was like, who told you it was? I've seen Tessie Carter's on here. I'm pretty sure I saw her name. She freaking went triple and pres in 1 month. No one told her she couldn't, so she did it. You can do the same things that these people are doing that you're looking up to. You're inspired by me, but do you know that you can do the exact same things that I've done? That's the power of this business and you being your own boss is that you don't have anyone telling you you can make $8 an hour here. You have everyone telling you you can make $100,000 a month if you want to. That should inspire the fire out of you. Because everything you want is on the other side of the fear that you've created. You made that fear. And that is fully why when I went ambassador, I didn't have fear. And I can confidently tell you I didn't doubt it one time because I kept saying, I have faith. I have faith. God is bigger. And I kept telling my team on Zooms, God's going to move mountains. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to do it because he's blessing the steps that I've walked. He's blessing the things that I've done. He's blessing the all the potential conversations that I've had, all the text messages to my customers, all the posts, all the things that I've done for my team, all the coaching calls, all the behind the scenes stuff that no one else sees. That is what's going to be blessed. But do not create a fear and be the thing that's holding you back. Some of you are like in your car, ready to drive to Hollywood, whatever promotion you're going for, and you're going there, and you're standing in front of your car. Move, get out of the way, get back in the driver's seat, start driving the car to where you want to go, because you're the only thing holding you back at this point. I think that answered it.
Oh my God, I love that. I'll unmute you too, Michelle. But honestly, I love that so much, because at the end of the day, they're all self-limiting beliefs. Like, nobody put those beliefs in your mind other than you. So you are really the only person holding yourself back. You're creating these roadblocks, you're creating all these what ifs in your head. Like, what if you fail? But what if you don't? You know? So that's the biggest thing, is you can sit there and worry about all the negative things that may happen, but what about all the amazing things that could happen, you know, if you just take the chance on it regardless. So I think that's so exciting. And I totally agree with you, because honestly, when I was just talking to Michelle about this, when I promoted to double last month, I was like, dude, when I first enrolled, I'm not going to lie, I know the charts are way smaller now. Okay, I get it. But I still looked at like that diamond chart and the double chart, and I counted all those boxes. I was like, yeah, right, dude, that's a joke. Like, yeah, right. But then I swear, like, I hit emerald and then I hit diamond, and like I talked to Michelle and I was like, I'm doing double. You know, like, it's happening, you know, like, it's happening. I'm doing it. So it's just, it's crazy how you can look at something that once seemed so impossible until you did it. And then once you did it, it gives you like this overwhelming sense of confidence and belief in yourself. And it just really unlocks so much stuff in yourself, because you realize that you can do anything. You really, really can do anything. I know it's so corny. It's so corny, but Lachelle and I have both talked about this, you know, like, I watch my daughter. She's 10 months old. She's learning how to walk. She's crazy. She's getting into everything. But you know what? When she was learning to crawl, she would fall on her face. You know what she did? She'd get back up. You know, she's learning to fall or learning to walk. She fell earlier, whacked her head. Know what she did? 2 seconds later, got right back up. So it's like, I don't know at what point in our life we decide to stop believing in ourselves. But we weren't born that way. We were born with this unshakable will and this desire to just go for it. You know, like, it didn't matter. Like, it's not like she fell and she's like, oh, I think I'm going to give up on walking now. No, that thought never even crossed her mind, you know? So it's one of those things where you are the only person holding yourself back. You know, you have to get out of your own way. You have to decide what you're going to do and just go for it, because at the end of the day, all the what ifs are going to be there, but what if you make it, you know? So I love that you said that. I think that was a great question, Lachelle. I love your new revamped version of your question, because I feel like it was so fitting. So
I'm so excited for y'all. I cannot wait to see who promotes this month and who earns himself a bonus, and also who goes ambassador this year, because Lachelle already paved the way for you. So you better start walking, sister, or running. Actually, run, don't walk.
awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you again, Shay, for taking time out of your incredibly busy schedule. And thank you for even responding to my text message, because I know you have like a bajillion of them.
I do, but of course.
Well, no, thank you so much. And I am so excited to watch you on your 2.0 journey. So if you guys don't already follow Shay, you should. She's amazing. She inspires me every day and keeps me on my toes and helps hold me accountable, because I know that she is showing up and it makes me want to do the same. So thank you guys again for tuning in and pouring into your business and staying close to this fire, because that's exactly what Shay brought tonight. She brought the fire. So again, thank you guys. I hope you guys are all having a good rest of your night. And I will upload this recording onto YouTube and share it in the group page and stuff. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you.
Bye.
Bye.